What it do, what it do, what it do. Man, your boy KQKC is back at it again. Wow. Yes, I am. This is another edition of Boxing Updates. And yes, we are going to get into this. And we are talking about none other than Blair the Flair Cobbs. Now, Blair the Flair Cobbs had a lot to say about Boots Innocent and Earl the Truth Spence Jr. He believes that Earl Spence have an alcohol problem, that karma is a bitch and it comes back to you and your body. He believes that Earl Spence issues is not in the ring, it's more of so out the ring. Well, basically, you know what it all is about, correct? You know what all he said, correct? But is this calling the kettle black? Is this the same guy as Earl Spence so eloquently put it? A 32-year-old prospect? And Bob Aaron's supposed to be, he's with Golden Boy? And he haven't had that many fights at that age? Well, let's dig a little bit into Blair the Flair. So, like I tell everyone, I'm 55 years old. I know a bullshitter when I see one. We know what it is. And matter of fact, I feel sorry for the young man. Because he is the same age. Actually, Earl is a little bit younger. Or, I think a little bit older. I'm not for sure. But it doesn't matter. They're the same age. And basically, Earl had accomplished more in his life, or let me put it this way, in his baby finger, than your ass has ever thought about accomplishing. Now, I'm not, again, a big Earl Spence fan. I like him. I think he's great. And I think he's winnable. I think he's great behind the jab. I think he got great angles. I mean, I like the kid. I like Terrence Crawford. I'm a boxing fan, put it that way. But when you diminish a fighter that accomplished so much, we talking about Earl Spence that didn't need a rehab. He was his rehab when he came out the car accident. The eye injury. My brother, Blue Blood Sports, did a great interview with DJ Derrick James. And he explained that there's no bother. There's no favoritism towards that eye as he get in there and fight. He fight heavyweights. Because why? Welterweights can't take them punches, those body shots. And so on and so on. Now, Blair the Flair. What about you? Now, I'm just doing my usual fact checking. I see Blair the Flair Cobbs works to keep his family ties strong. He rebuilds as his father exits from the prison system. Wow. The prison system? Wow. Now, who got the problems? You or Earl? Now, I would love to have Earl Spence problems right now. You got Oscar De La Hoya problems. Your ass been sitting on the bench. You didn't even go in as a pinch hitter. Blair the Flair, who idolized a damn wrestler? You in the wrong business. You in the wrong damn business. Blair Cobbs has been hammering out a pathway for himself. And with action-packed fights. And showing demeanor owing heavily to the pro wrestling influence of self-hyping. Oh, dumbass. The prospects has carved out a wider niche as he seeks to elevate in the 147 class, which he hasn't done yet. Now, of course, he said, I am the most exciting prospect out there, hands down, said the fighter promoted by Golden Boy Promotions. I look forward to putting on a tremendous show every time out. Yeah. It is clear he seeks to give bang for the buck, wants to entertain, leave you talking about him minutes, hours, and days after the fight. Yeah, we will. We'll be laughing. We will talk and laugh about how stupid he looked. That's what we'll be doing. Now, he said he has been a fan of entertainment of all sort. And yes, he digs WWE. Oh, you do? Anybody ever told you, especially your daddy, that the shit ain't real? Oh, somebody forgot to tell you that. But regarding his showmanship, it just happened to be, he said, it's who I am. No, it's called attention getter. That's what it is. So, now, as I move on, cops, once upon a time, didn't have that many fights. I got wind of him when he was 12-0. He only had like 6 knockouts, 8 knockouts, something like that. But I kind of understand the man. And I kind of feel sorry for the man. Because, see, you at that age, and listen to me, people, he's at that age where he hasn't accomplished shit. He hasn't done a damn thing. Sure, you won a couple fights maybe here and there. You know, and they not top prospects. They weren't even in the top 10. And I know it can be frustrating because your career and your biological clock is ticking in the sport of boxing. And yes, it looks like you might have to go out and work at Kmart. You might have to say, hey, welcome to Kmart. May I help you? I mean, it's an honest job. And I think you got the flair, right, to do it. But I get what you're doing to Earl Spence. I get what you're saying about Bruce Anderson. Those are the 2 top guys at 147, along with Terrence Crawford. Those are the 3 accomplished fighters at 147. The same division that you are supposed to be in. And I say supposed to be in because ain't no one really knows who you are. Everybody knows who Earl Spence is. Everyone knows who Terrence Crawford is. And actually, you probably already know this, Mr. Flair, that could potentially be the fight of the century. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead on a limb and say it will be the fight of the century. And look at you. It's almost too late. Everybody that listens to my live, I always tell you, 37 is the cutoff time in boxing for me. That's when your biological clock starts winding down. That means if you haven't done shit by then you're not going to do it. And Blair, the Flair Cobb, you have some damn nerve to come out and talk about Bruce Anderson, Earl Spence, and many others. Because they did what they supposed to do. They was hungry. They was self-motivated. They wasn't trying to be a showman. They went out there hollering, going, woo, and whatever dumb shit you be doing. They didn't idolize no wrestlers. They idolized true boxers. If you're a boxer, you don't idolize no wrestler. If you're a basketball player, you don't idolize no one in football. You idolize someone that's in the same profession that you are. Because that's who you want to be, better than him. You want other guys to break your record. You want to break their record. Earl Spence, I have to say this. He's a self-motivator. He came out of a car accident. No nurse. No rehab. He came in there in the gym and worked and worked and worked and took on one of the hardest punchers in the 147 division. And that's Danny Swift Garcia. We all know when Danny started throwing that left hand and looping that right hand, it's mean intentions in every punch. But Earl Spence used his boxing technique to pretty much show what he's built of. Show his boxing skills. Show his strength. Then let me rub it in your face a little bit more. Earl Spence fought a guy named Lamont Peterson. Lamont Peterson, a great fighter. A veteran. Been in there with everybody. He was up in the air in the gym doing sit-ups because he knows that Earl Spence punches hard. He knows that Earl Spence is dedicated to the body. Then he worked himself up. Then he worked himself down, up, down, up, and down. You can learn a few things from the truth. I feel sorry for you, son. Earl Spence. He goes to the body. Then he goes upstairs and he goes back to the body. Then he goes upstairs again. I feel sorry for you, son. Earl Spence fought Sean Porter. He showed his versatility. He shows that I'm not only a boxer, but I also can be a brawler. And I'm good at it. So I'm not going to fight him from the outside. I'm going to fight him from the inside. And he was successful. I feel sorry for your son. And Earl Spence, he also said, you know what, Mikey? You think you're the better puncher? I accept your challenge. That's what champions do. I feel sorry for your son. See, what champions do, they get in there and they fight your fight to show you that they better at it than you are. I feel sorry for you, son. Now, Blair, the Flair father, he admitted, was living recklessly back in the days. Indeed, Dad was working an unconventional job. In 2004, he was running a load of cocaine. Oh, Blair, you had cocaine? Now, this is when they get a little, carried away because, he liked to exaggerate. He said he had $24 million worth of cocaine in a small plane in West Virginia. The plane crashed and authorities were looking for Blair's dad. Now, okay, Blair. You and your dad was on the run, huh? Okay. Now, Blair's dad wasn't into that. He scooped up Blair and his sister from their opulent living situation in Cali, and they jetted to Mexico. I don't know why dumbasses run in Mexico. We have jurisdiction over there too. They work with us, or they know their asses be in trouble too because they're crooked. Anyway, that also made him a fugitive. The fighter, managed by who at that time? Greg Hanley's Prince Ranch, and advised by who? Shaquille Malik. Said he had to tell people he was not who he was and fabricated a personality. And there were some upsides in Mexico. He found a boxing gym, and in boxing infected his soul in a good way. Oh, wow, did it? It was going to be an architect or something like that. Then everything just changed, he said. It was grab a bag, let's go, the fighter said. Now, he also said this. My mother passed away in a really strange event. He said to Ralph, somebody from the Athletic, there was a party on a yacht, and a few people passed away when they fell asleep. And because the yacht was leaking carbon monoxide, shortly after that, cops continued. My grandmother had cancer, and she didn't make it. That was the nail in the coffin. As far as me and my sister's existence, because she knew, and maybe one or two other people knew, that my father was living a very fast life. If anything was to go wrong, and he still had kids that needed to be raised, my grandmother was that person. She got us. You live as a person that's not real, he said. As he went back mentally to that trying time, living as a fugitive, a semi-person. I could not die today, he said. Die tomorrow. Nobody would care. I'm already considered dead. Once we fixed the country, it really didn't matter. And so, once we fled the country, it really didn't matter. And so how did he cope? I coped with it by accepting that I didn't have anything, he said. And it left the door open to boxing. He had one friend in Mexico, Rodney, and he took Blair to the gym for the first time. Now, to all of you all, please understand this as I close. Blair the Frere, I just gave you just one example. He got many more, many more. Come today at 12:30 p.m. We're going to talk about those many mores. How can you call Earl Spencer and Bruce Anderson out and said about their problems outside the ring? Their problems outside the ring can't even match up with your problems, son. Who are you to point the fingers at anybody? You are a prospect at the age almost 33 years old. A prospect. Dumbass. You never was a champion. Dumbass. You never been in an eliminator. Dumbass. You signed with none other than the biggest cokehead in the promotion business, allegedly, Oscar De La Hoya. You're a dumbass. And one thing about it, you're going to have to learn. It's a difference in talking shit and trying to get a fight than getting personal and trying to get a fight. You better learn to respect your fellow boxers. Because if you don't, you better pray that when you get personal with that fellow boxer, I'm talking about family-wise, children-wise, you better be careful. Because if you run into him at a fight, God help you. I am your brother. I am the singing OG. I am KQKC Boxing Network. If you like the content of this video, come on, y'all. I'm sorry. Come on, y'all. Hit that like button. Make a comment. Matter of fact, Put a comment in there and tell me what you think about Blair the Flair Cobbs, about his issues in Mexico, about all the cocaine, how being on the run. Hello. Once again, this has been another edition of Boxing Updates. Once again, I must thank all my subscribers, all my supporters. There's more to come. It is more to come. So shout out to the almighty LDBC, and shout out to all my subscribers once again. Shout out to Black Meters Row. Shout out to New Meters Row. Oh, we are grinding. The grind don't stop. Not over here at the network. And with that, I'm on to the next one. I greet you with the ancient word of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam. I'm out of here.